Episode 15. HB the Realtor. I'm here with Coach Chris, Showtime Tone, and Henny. And we are Eyes on Podium podcast. We were just here in here talking about haircuts. Like, what's the craziest price you ever paid for a haircut? Somebody on here paying. Somebody on here paying.
What's your craziest price for a haircut?
Somebody in here paying $100 for haircuts.
That's tough.
Nah, everybody looking at everybody hairline. Don't be looking at my shit. I gotta get
Please don't look at mine.
Take it easy.
You see why?
So let's do a process of elimination. So it can't be Henny.
I laugh at mad hard. I save mad money.
You save mad money.
Thank you for my jeans, Dad. Appreciate that.
Oh my God, I'm not even gonna say that to you. Yo, Eyes on Podium podcast, man.
Join me. I see that fade in the back. Some people need to join me, man. You off the team.
Nah, I ain't coming. Yo, hairline not going nowhere, baby. I just got a big head. That's it. I got a big forehead. What you want me to do, baby?
It's moonwalking. It's moonwalking.
Nah, my shit not moonwalking, boy. But anyway, we got an amazing show for you guys. Eyes on Podium podcast.
Catch me out in traffic, keep it Kyrie when I'm closing. No one should be talking, keep your eyes on the podium. No one should be talking. Yeah, eyes on podium.
Big expectations for RJ Barrett. He got the bag. $30 million a year. I think he's the highest paid player on the team. He hit a switch last season, mid-season. What we expect from him? We expect All-Star. I mean, they didn't get Donovan Mitchell because of him, right? They chose RJ over Donovan. So at this point, what do we expect from him? I mean, with Tibbs as his coach, he got the Jimmy Butler teacher. Everybody been saying he could turn it to Jimmy Butler. First, it was saying Harden. I ain't never seen the James Harden thing just because he's a lefty. But they talking about Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean? Henny loves to call RJ a two-way player, which he is.
Absolutely.
But Chris, what do you think? What's the expectation for my man RJ?
So I feel like everyone is expecting him to have a breakout season. You know, as we said in our previous episodes, RJ has steadily improved every season. I think where he needs to really find himself is more on the efficiency side. You know, he has to find ways to get easier baskets for himself and be locked in. You know what I'm saying? He shot 46% from the field last year,
right?
Which is I don't is that below? That's below average.
He shot what percent from the field?
40.
Did he shoot 40%?
Shot 40% from the field last year.
From field goal?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was
what was the threes?
Yeah, 3-point percentage was 34.
Okay.
Yeah, so that I and Hadom, you would have want HB, you would have one who brought that to my attention. You would have one that brought it to my attention. How he about his inefficient scoring. So yeah. I feel like he definitely needs to find. I think his strengths are getting to the basket. Mm-hmm. So I feel like he needs to not settle for jump shots, more to say, and just go with his strengths. Let the game come to him, and don't be out there forcing up shots. That's not going to get you very far, especially with the Knicks organization. Where the direction they're trying to go. Uh-huh. If he's going to be your breakout player, he has to be efficient on the offensive side of the ball. Defensive side, we know that he's capable enough of guarding the best players. Yeah. He's going to continue. I feel like he's going to continue to get better at that, but he has to find a way to get going on offense at an efficient rate.
Right. I agree with that, but I feel like if they want to say they give him the keys, the scary part about that is he's only been successful at being the second guy. he's gotten better at being a second guy. Now, I'm not saying like giving him the keys, he won't be able to drive, but it's like sometimes you're a better passenger than you are a driver, and that's okay, you know. And I feel like if they start to build the offense around him, maybe he starts suffering. He won't get better. Maybe he's more as better as a utility guy at a high level, like Jimmy Butler is. Like he doesn't need the ball, but best believe he's going to put his mark on the game. Best believe he's the star of that team if he has 5 points or 30.
So you paying
he helped them win.
You think it was a good idea for them to extend him if he's going to just be number 2 option? You thought it was a good idea for them not to go after Donovan Mitchell if he's just a number 2 option?
I think so. I think he's a great 2 option. People still need a great 2 option. Kyrie, KD, LeBron, AD. You still need a great 2 option.
So you riding with Randall as the number 1 option?
I mean, I want to see what Jalen Brunson, how he helps him grow. Because without the ball, Randall doesn't have to think. He just has to play one way, and that's a 20 and 10, 25 and 10 within that degree. And he doesn't have to focus on offense.
So that's right. So you have him being the number 1 option.
I mean, it's up in the air because he could still do the same thing and have a subpar season, being inefficient. But right. If Randall could be your number 1, being very efficient, taking smarter shots because we have a point guard that puts him in positions, I'm okay with that.
Right.
And let RJ be your second best player.
In terms of expectation for RJ, right? He's averaged 20 points without a true playmaker. Now you're giving him a true playmaker. So I expect that production to go up. Last year after January, he was close to averaging 27 points a game, he had a phenomenal second half of the year. RJ's trajectory is looking to the ceiling. I think that contract was good for him to get. If I'm RJ, these are the 2 things I need from him this summer. And I hope he comes into the season and into training camp showing he's improved in these areas. He needs to be a better finisher at the rim, and he needs to be a better free throw shooter. If he comes in and he is able to impact the game in those 2 areas, RJ can average 26, 28 in the league easy. He hasn't had a true point guard, and he's already giving you 20.
And getting better.
And only getting better.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where now he has a true playmaker who will put him in those spots. And if he's improving his game, I think the sky's the limit for RJ.
I think that's a big point right there. Like the fact that he's been doing this without a true playmaker. That's a point that goes unnoted. You know what I mean? Because you got dark hole or black hole Randall. You know, when Randall get the ball, you don't know who get in the back. You don't know if you get in the back. You know what I'm saying?
And so we don't need Randall doing all that.
We don't need him doing all that. You know what I'm saying? You don't need him.
So question. So is there more pressure on RJ or is there more pressure on Jalen Brunson?
I mean, I would say there's more pressure on RJ. It's more pressure on RJ because we didn't put you in the deal. Like when we gave him the extension, the deal was done to go get Donovan Mitchell. We couldn't get him no more. It's over. It's quiet. They kept fronting like we can do it because some poison pill. Nah, he's not gonna be in the trade. It's quiet, and that's who they wanted, obviously. And it was like, oh, you're not gonna give me RJ Barrett? Cool. So if we're not gonna give him RJ Barrett for a star like Donovan Mitchell, that means you telling me RJ Barrett is a better star than Donovan Mitchell. You're telling me that RJ Barrett is comparable. That's what I hear from Leon Rose.
So y'all made me feel like it's Brunson because all of their success is contingent on Jalen Brunson. The way y'all all just explained it to me.
Not necessarily because I feel like
that's what I just told me.
I feel like he's gonna put you in a position. Now it's their job to finish.
Right. He's supposed to put Randall in position. He's supposed to put RJ in position.
Right.
And now he got to run the team.
But is it hard? Elfrid Payton did it.
Well, it's not even about being hard and not hard, right? It's about, like you're saying, he's saying that the pressure's on Jalen Brunson. It's just the fact that we have somebody to play that role. It's that role is important. That role of a table setter. That role of a that's why Derrick Rose is so important, right? Because Derrick Rose, at the end, even though he's 34, 33 years old, he's still
playmaker.
He can still settle everybody down, relax, run a pick and roll, get to a spot, make a great decision.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what's most important. But we're gonna see, like, a team like Detroit Pistons, Kate Cunningham is he gonna make that leap to lead his team? You know what I mean? Like, you need certain, they're a young team, like the Knicks is a young team, but you have Jalen Brunson, a floor general to, steady the ship. And if the ship is steady, if the ship is steady, RJ should give me 25, 7, and 3. That's how I look at it.
I agree.
I think to Chris's point, I think the pressure is definitely going to be on Brunson. If you're asking, like, out of those two, who's is going to be on more?
Yeah.
Because he's in New York. So the first thing that's going to be on the back of the daily news is going to be, what did we bring him here for?
Yep.
If he's not able to be,
if he fails.
With RJ, we already know what we get from RJ. He gets better every year. He's averaged 20 points a game without Brunson, and we only expect him to do better. He had a better second half last year. Like I said, he averaged close to 26 points a game, 27 points a game.
Right.
Easy buckets. You know what I mean?
Easy buckets.
You need easy buckets, and Jalen's gonna help get easy buckets.
Right.
That's the key. And now, go ahead, honey.
I was saying, my thing is just that with Randall, he had to make untimely decisions, which caused other players to have to make untimely decisions as well.
Right.
So when Randall's your point guard, essentially,
right,
and he's not that, it doesn't work out. Because what happened? How the Hawks beat them? They just focus on Randall. And that's not his role. And I feel like once he goes back to what he used to do, he'll be so efficient. He'll just get his 25 and 10. I feel like
who will get 25 and 10?
Randall.
What? Oh, wait, talk about. What are you talking about? So what do you think? What do you think RJ? What do you think RJ's stat line would be this season?
Right. If you had let me finish.
Okay.
I was leading to that.
My bad.
I feel like Randall's still going to be the number one go-to guy on that team, and RJ is still going to be the second fiddle, which he'll succeed at and still get better. He averaged 20. He'll average either 20, 22 in that range. More efficient.
I agree. I think that's what I feel like that's what the expectation should be. I feel like he should be expected to score around, I would say 23, 24 max, and his efficiency rate has to go up. Has to go up.
I mean,
go
ahead.
To their success.
To Tone's point is if he finishes at the rim a little bit better and makes free throws. I mean, that's buckets.
Oh,
I mean,
that's easy.
He missed 50 points last season against Miami because he missed a couple of free throws. 46. Missed free throws at the end of the game. Like, dude, what are you doing? Like, it has to be a mental thing, right?
Free throws is definitely a mental thing. Definitely. They work on that way too much to be missing open shots. It's a pro athlete.
Yeah, when the crowd is yelling at you.
Yeah, it's all mental.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I feel like you feel more pressure to hit a shot because it's wide open.
Yeah. Contest is probably easier than a free throw.
I wanna like just continue to highlight the point that with Tibbs being the coach in New York, I think it's really a ceiling on a lot of those players on the team. I'm not a big fan of Tibbs' play calls, which is why the Knicks need a point guard who can come in and kind of organize things. I think if you got better coaches with better play calls and things like that, the importance of a point guard, it's always important, but it's not as necessary. You give him a different coach, I promise you see a different RJ. RJ could probably be an all-star because he's already shown me.
You think he's an all-star this year?
With Tibbs as the coach, no.
No. So I mean, going off of that, how should the Knicks, approach this season? I mean, should they? Is it win now? Is it get rid of Julius and Evan Fournier? Just let the young kids play, let them ball out. We still got draft picks, so we can still, and we've been drafting fairly well. So it's not like we're afraid to go get draft picks. Every time we in the draft, hold on, honey. Every time we in the draft, we trade back, get more picks, more assets, and then still walk away with a solid rotational player. So I mean, Henny, what do you think? How should the Knicks approach the season?
Here's the thing with the Knicks right now. We're in a bad place. I hate this place. We're not that good to be a contender, but we're not that bad to tank. Right. So it's like you got to see with this. You have to see how the season goes, honestly, because if we do bad, like I said on last pod, if we do bad, but the young players are playing, I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. But if they're playing and we're doing good, then I'm okay with that. Maybe we make a mid-season trade to boost, to give us just a little edge and try to go deep in the playoffs. Maybe make one move to get a star. You don't know how the season's going to go. You don't know who's going to get mad. You don't know who else season going to go bad, Right. So we're in a space where it's like we got to see how the season goes before we make any other moves, because we might need Fournier. We might need a vet shooter. We might
do
what?
Still need Randall. You got Quentin Grimes. You don't need him, and then you're not putting Quentin Grimes in the trade. So what's the point?
I understand, but he's been there.
All right. So you think he should? You think they should continue to play the vets?
Depending on how the season goes, vets are important. You can't just trade your vet for a younger player. Then you really going to decline.
So as
bad as Fournier is, he's also good. You know that. As bad as he is, he's also good.
These oxymorons is just nuts to me tonight. What you think, Tom?
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. As bad as he is,
thank you.
He's good. He's good. That's crazy.
Shoot on the team.
Here's the thing. The Knicks are in a great position, actually. Mm-hmm. Quentin Grimes' skill set is very close to RJ's, right? Do everything. Defend, shoot, score. Quentin Grimes doesn't get the opportunities that RJ gets. I believe you put Quentin Grimes in the game and allow him to get those type of opportunities. Quentin Grimes can be one of those players, 6th man of the year type guys who can come off, give you a bucket, play defense. He's a Tibbs guy. First things first, I'm getting rid of Tibbs. Right? That's just how I'm approaching the season. I'm approaching the season with a development.
Sorry, not to cut you off. What if he plays the young guys?
Wait. You got.
What's your problem with him? Matter of fact, I should say.
Well, so like I mentioned, my problem with Tibbs is one dimensional. We know what he's coming in. He's coming in to win now, and he's a defensive coach. Mm-hmm. He's not good at play calls. I think we saw a highlight of that last year. Like, play calls is not his forte. We bring in a point guard who's going to be able to relieve some of that off of him. But again, you're inside of Tibbs' system. So you have to play a certain way, and your ceiling is limited because of the amount of options that you have. I think these young kids have creativity, and if you give them the opportunity to play, then you'll see a lot from them. Grimes to me is the same player that RJ is. RJ just gets the opportunities, which is why Grimes was highly sought after for Donovan Mitchell. It's no coincidence behind that. Quickly, Somebody that we haven't talked about on the pod in a long time, but is a great pickup for the Knicks, Hartenstein. He can do everything with a basketball.
Your starter. I ain't forget. Your starter. He should start. I ain't forget.
He can do everything on the basketball court. Everything. Right. He can score on all 3 levels. He's a good free throw shooter. He rebounds. He like everything. Mm-hmm. So these are the players that we bought in that have to play. But based off the history that we have and knowing how Tibbs coaches, you know, those opportunities may not be there if we decide to bring in vets and, you know, keep the veterans playing heavy minutes.
And you got to keep these vets because you don't know where you're going to end up.
I disagree with both of y'all. I feel like the vets. I feel like Tibbs shouldn't get fired right now. I'm not getting rid of Tibbs right now. Stability is important. Do I think he's the right coach for the future? No, I don't. Do I think you should give him 1 more year? Yes, I do. Why? Because he is the first coach since Mike Woodson to bring stability to the organization, right? Like he's literally the first coach to do that, and so I wouldn't get rid of him. I wouldn't get rid of him right now, especially coming off of a Coach of the Year award 2 seasons ago. And again, like he inherited a lot of these issues. Like he inherited a lot of these issues. Do I hate his rotations? Absolutely, I hate it. It's disgusting. I hate the fact that Randall plays like damn near 36 minutes a game. Like I hate that. It irritates the hell out of me. Right when the third quarter, when Obi's playing great, the third quarter comes in and the third quarter and 10-minute roll around and he's out the game. I don't understand it. And then Julius Randle's playing the entire third quarter. And then he comes back in early in the fourth and then has nothing to give us. That shit irritates the crap out of me. Right? It happens every friggin' games. I
don't mind that. He has to do everything, so he's gassed. NBA players should
right. That's why he needs more time to be on the bench to sit his ass down. Right? Like so outside of the rotations, I feel like Tibbs is straight. Right? I feel like Tibbs is straight outside of the rotations. I feel like they definitely got to get rid of Fournier to free up some minutes. I do think Cam Reddish should be playing though. I feel like Cam should be playing. I feel like Evan Fournier is not needed. He can do what Evan Fournier does. He's more athletic. We need athleticism. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine Jalen Brunson on the court with Evan Fournier backcourt? That's nasty. That's not nasty. Nasty. They better not start Evan Fournier this season. That's how they should approach the season. Not starting Evan Fournier. They start Evan Fournier. I might have to go boycott my damn self.
Evan Fournier is turning up over.
That's great. He looks great overseas, and he come over here. He play against more athletic players, and he looks very 13 points a game.
That's when
on 40 minutes
got to pull the trigger.
20 shots.
You got to say to come out. Yo,
I predict that the Knicks have a bad year and Tibbs is gone.
I can see that.
They got too much money tied into 3 players to be playing with Tibbs. Get them out of there.
3,
somebody new.
4.
And you think he's gonna last the whole year?
I was looking at the Knicks schedule. Halfway, they're not going to be in a good spot. They play a lot. They got a tough front half of the schedule. So I was looking at it. I saw a lot of L's on it. Opening night, starting out with an L against Memphis.
Remember, no Jaren Jackson though.
I don't care if they didn't have
Jaren. Jaren Jackson.
Who's guarding Randall with a point guard?
Oh Lord. Give me Ja Morant. I'll take my chances.
Okay,
but
something to prove. Something to prove. RJ, first game of a draft class D. Let's see what you got, my brother. Let's see what you got. This is it. This is the start of the race. This is all they talk about is Zion and Ja. Let's see what you got.
That's true.
They all they do talk about is Zion and Ja, but for good reason.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially him being in New York is crazy.
I love Grimes. I love Cam. I love Obi. Oh, they just need a coach.
I mean,
coach, man.
Your boy Jeff Van Gundy talking about they're not even close to being a lock-in for the plan. He sees them as a somewhere as an 8 to 13 seed.
That's a lot for the play-in, though.
I could see that.
That's a lot for the play-in, though.
I don't know, man.
That is a lot for the play-in.
That's a lot for the play-in. Next.
He said, "Yo, they not a lock for the play-in. They might be an 8 to 13 seed. They can shock the world and be a playoff team. But I look at the East, and I have to say, 8 to 13 is where they should be predicted. They're not even close to be a locking team.
I really think they're in between. I agree with him. They're in between that. They could have a good year, or they could be very bad.
Yeah, it's either gonna go one or two ways.
Yeah,
like it's either gonna be really good or really bad.
Yeah,
like I don't even think it'll be in between.
And that's at that point where you take a look at the land. That's where you figure out who got to go and who gets to stay. Hopefully, it's not too late.
Right.
Boy, we gonna see, man. We gonna see.
It's gonna be very interesting.
You said what?
I said it's gonna be very, very interesting.
It's gonna be a great season, man. I'm very excited. Excited. As far as excitement goes, and this upcoming season, you know, we're gonna stay on the Knicks. I kind of want to know who are you guys? What are you guys excited for? Like, which young Knick you think is gonna take the biggest leap this season? Like, who you excited for, Chris? Who you excited to see? Outside of RJ Barrett, obviously we spoke about RJ Barrett. Outside of RJ Barrett, you know.
No, definitely Jalen Brunson. I mean, he's giving
young Knick. Jalen Brunson's the young Knick.
Oh,
he's young. He's not old.
Yeah, he's 25.
Yeah, but he's a free agent. I'm referring to, like, you know, the players that's there. Like that.
Okay. Out of the core, I want to see Mitch Robinson take that next leap, man. I want to just see him be disciplined and focused and have some self-control on defense. You know, I feel like he's a defensive player of the year caliber player. He can be. He has a potential to be. If he locks in and he focuses and he makes the right reads and decisions on defense at a consistent rate, I feel like he could have a special year for the Knicks. Like, I feel like a lot of people talk about what the Knicks could do on offense, this, that, and the third. I feel like they can make some real noise on defense, and I feel like that could translate to their offense, and that could translate to a special year for them. But I feel like for the Knicks, it definitely would start on the defensive end. So I'm excited to see if Mitchell Robinson be that anchor for the Knicks this year.
Yes, you already know who I'm gonna say, so I'm gonna just throw it to Tone. Which young Knick you think will take the biggest leap, bro?
Cam Reddish.
That's great. Let me hear this.
Let me
say it with some excitement too, because I'm excited.
No, let me explain why. Right?
Explain. I want to hear.
Rather trade Evan Fournier than Cam Reddish.
Yes.
Right. I think we would agree with that. We rather trade Evan Fournier than Cam Reddish, and that means a lot. Evan Fournier came. He's a shooter, bona fide shooter. We all know what he can do. He spaces the floor. But because we rather trade him than Cam Reddish, that makes me believe that the organization has some type of hope in Cam. But the person who doesn't is Tibbs. We all know historically Tibbs never plays more than he never plays 10 men. It's usually an 8-man rotation with 2 of them being Taj Gibson and Derrick Rose. Right? So young guys are just normally not playing. You know, you got Toppin being thrown in for 10, 15 minutes.
If that, 15 is a lot.
That's a lot. You got Cam playing 5 minutes. Everything changes when Tibbs is gone. You get Cam Reddish on the floor, 6'8" shooting guard who can score on all 3 levels, do everything. I think he could be a starter on that team.
Mm.
I think he could be a starter on that team. You bring Evan Fournier out, I think that he can start on that team because he can do everything.
I can't hear you, Henny.
Oh no, Go ahead, Tony. Finish up.
He can do everything. I'll probably take him. Yeah, I got Cam Reddish.
I would love to see Cam play well. Like I said, him and Obi is the most athletic players on our team. Him, Obi, RJ. That's what athleticism is at. I mean, Cam could take a couple strides that he at the rim. You know what I mean? What you saying, Henny?
I was gonna say that my pick, I would say that would have breakout season is Randall. He's 27. I had to look up the age real quick to see if he qualifies for the young core.
Why you look so upset, dog?
I can't see.
Does Julius Randle watch this podcast? He must.
I can't see Cam quickly Grimes having a better year than Randall.
Not a better year, but a leap for them.
Right. I feel like Randall's going to have a better leap. He's literally still starting. He's going to have more opportunities to beat his last season than these dudes who don't play anyway. They don't play anyway, so how are they going to get a chance to even prove anything with Tibbs still being the coach and Randall's still at the helm?
You let Kemba Walker go. You let Alec Burks go. Nerlens Noel's gone. So you freed up some space there to give some minutes away.
There's a period of where they're gonna have to figure it out. Julius Randle already did it.
Yeah.
So I think he'll have a better leap than others.
Okay.
Especially with a point guard.
What's that better leap look like?
He averaged 20 and 10 last year. I think he goes up to a more efficient 25.
25 and 10.
So you think Julius Randle's going to be an all-star player next season?
And that all
NBA all-star.
That all depends.
I'm asking you, based off of what you're saying, that sounds like an all-NBA.
It does, and a lot of people get snubbed. I'm going off of team success. If they're 1 to 5 seed, yes, with those numbers. But if anything below it, no, because bad teams don't get rewarded for one good player.
Okay. All
right, I'm gonna go with Obi. I feel like I don't see Julius Randle sitting here this entire season. Actually, let me switch that. I'm gonna go with Quickly. I feel like Quickly gonna get the keys off the bench. He's gonna be 6-man. Quickly's gonna come in and give us buckets every game, and he's gonna be consistent.
So 6-man of the year.
6-man of the.
What? Finish your sentence.
6-man of the Knicks.
Can I ask you a question about Quickly?
Yeah.
Is Quickly in your 7-man rotation?
Of course. I just said 6-man.
You playing him before you bring Grimes in the game?
Remember that before Fournier started.
Yeah. Okay, so you playing Quickly before you bring Grimes in. Okay. That's all I want to know.
I would.
The reason Fournier's coming out is definitely defense, and you go to replace it with points.
Quickly plays defense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's why I asked, because we know Tibbs. We know Tibbs
he don't get smoked. He plays defense.
Better than Grimes?
No, not better than Grimes.
Right, and I'm saying if Quickly's coming off the bench and Grimes is coming off the bench, that means Fournier's in. And the reason he needs to get subbed out is because he's not playing defense.
Who, Fournier?
Yeah, I'm just saying, the scenario that
I get it.
That Quickly's the first person off the bench is because he's coming in for Fournier, and Fournier hasn't played. He's getting out because he hasn't played defense.
So you feel like the first person on the bench is going to be Quentin Grimes?
Will come on. I think no. I don't think so. It's scenario based, but I think Grimes will come off the bench before Quickly, in my opinion.
Yeah, I got Quickly coming off the bench.
In my opinion, because I don't think Jalen is going to sit anytime soon.
I agree with that.
I think Fournier probably be the first.
Yeah,
to sit.
Bronson probably going to play like 40 minutes a game.
Yeah.
They're gonna run him into the ground.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Brunson probably gonna play like 40 minutes a game. Easy.
Especially if he's playing well, he's not coming out.
Yeah. He's not coming out again.
He's not coming out.
He's built for that, man. I think he's built for that.
Yeah, man. I think Brunson excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I couldn't imagine playing for the team that you just grew up watching. Like, then you get to play on the team. That's every man's dream, boy.
Fire.
That's dope.
But yeah, Brunson. I want to see the special treatment they give him. I'm curious.
Who? Brunson?
Jalen Brunson. Yeah. I want to see what it looks like. I mean, his dad is there.
Oh, like
everybody's there.
We'll never see that. We'll just have to assume.
I just want to see what it looks like.
We ironically got to keep our eyes on the podium.
If the players see that favoritism,
absolutely,
that's gonna mess up. That's gonna create some chemistry issues.
Yeah, he's late. You don't see it, but players be late. He's late. Oh, he doesn't run the laps they're supposed to. Oh, it was excused. You know. Oh, his curfew when they out of state, his curfew was a little bit longer. He broke curfew. Nobody said nothing. He still started. Stuff like that.
Jalen Brunson. All right, man. My youngest, like I said, but my youngest Knicks take the biggest leap. It's gonna be quickly. Now let's move West Coast, man. Let's go West Coast, man. Let's go West Coast, man.
Let me tell you about my best friend.
Yo,
best friends, Russ and Pat, man.
I'm telling you, look, they gonna play in the backcourt together. Yeah, when I said that a couple episodes ago, y'all was like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Darvin Ham said that they asked him, like, they gonna play together? He said, if they play defense. Russ is starting. He's not coming off the bench to start no season. You're drunk if you think Russell Westbrook's coming off the bench to start the season. No. That's no. And Patrick Beverly is a career starter and a career playoff point guard. He's been in the playoffs 12 out of the 13 years, yeah? I mean, that's what he does. And he's been a starting point guard every single time. He shoots 40% damn near for his career. Now he's gonna be playing with LeBron, who's really gonna be the point guard, and they're gonna be
LeBron is gonna be playing with him. Be respectful.
That is
be
true.
very respectful. He made the playoffs. LeBron didn't. LeBron and AD will be playing with him.
That's true.
Say that again, Henny.
LeBron and AD will be playing with Pat Bev.
Good. Glad you know.
That's true. Actually, let me put some Pat Bev.
He made the playoff. Yeah, that's
make the playoffs.
Get Pat Bev up here. I don't want to see no Russ.
Some respect on his name.
Pat Beverly finally got some help.
Yo, when I think about this backcourt, man, I just think about just straight tenacity, bro.
Yeah,
like, that's all I think about. Like, just straight ruthless and aggressive
grit.
They're gonna wreak havoc on defense.
Yep.
For the opposition, man. Like, I think it's gonna be scary. And I feel like I said this before too. I think Russ is gonna bring that life back and breathe that life back into Russ, man. I think really
Pat's
do.
Gonna bring that out of Russ.
Yeah, Russ already has it.
Yeah,
he's gonna bring that back to life, and he's gonna be in Russ's ear to let Russ know you still that dude.
Right.
And and that's all you need, son. All you need is that boost of confidence and that teammate, coach, whoever that believes in you to that level and will always back you.
How about when it's a close game and they bench you for Pat Beverly?
You said how about what?
How about when it's a close game and they bench him for Pat Beverly? Fourth quarter.
Oh, that's tough.
That won't happen because Pat Bev is going to bring that sideline.
It's going to happen.
It's
going to happen.
It's crazy.
Pat Bev, especially if we're going to be on defense, Pat Bev will be in the game to end.
Right. Right. So he going to get benched for Pat Bev. He's going to be offense, defense.
Tough.
He's a better shooter than Russ. I mean,
I hope that don't happen.
He's a better shooter than Russ.
That's an easy write-up. We're going to have a show for y'all, ladies and gentlemen.
He's a better shooter than Russ and a better defensive player than Russ. That's a fact. That's a fact, right? He's a better shooter and defensive player. He's a way better shooter than Russ from three.
Is he a better player? Exactly. Is he a better player?
Look, listen. The NBA is about roles and fits. And we're trying to win a game. And I have a better shooter. If Patrick Beverly is a 4-star shooter, this guy is a 2-star shooter. 1.75%. 1.75 star.
I agree.
All right,
I agree with you. But in the game of basketball, most times the team with the better players win. Right,
but you got to impact the game. Who's going to be a more impactful player?
You got to let me finish. Russell Westbrook is a better player than Patrick Beverly. Austin Reeves is a good shooter too.
Yeah, but he's not a better defender than Pat Bev. Pat Bev is going to... That's what I'm saying.
I understand. But
so how is he a better player? In what aspect? What does he do better on the Lakers? What would he do better than what would he do better than Patrick Beverly on the Lakers?
Right. I see. So what Dorm is saying, LeBron's going to have the ball, but who's going to be standing there? Who's more effective standing there ball watching? Russ or Patrick Beverly? Because that's going to be the role.
That's going to be the role. Corner threes. Who's going to do that better?
Who's a better type of player like that? I agree. It will be Patrick Beverly.
Don't be Patrick Beverly.
For the sake of the system, Patrick Beverly is a better player in this system.
That's all I'm saying.
Based off the skill to sit in the corner and hit the shot. To sit in the corner and hit the shot. Hit the open shot.
Right. Like, who's a better catch and shoot?
Right, exactly.
He's a better
bait than Russ. I hear what you're saying, but why does that matter?
Because you're playing on a team with a role in the fit. That's what's going
to happen. LeBron's going to have the ball. Time is ticking. You need Russ to sit in the corner, or you need
Pat Bev
to sit in the corner. Because I can play off of Russ.
Yeah,
I can't really play off of Pat.
And if you do, he gonna burn you.
I have to stick with Pat. Yeah,
you're right. I'll say this. I'm just gonna say this.
Yo, Chris, he need help.
Russell Westbrook wins games. I just keep it simple. Russell Westbrook wins games. I think we really just continue to talk down on his name because he had a
not talking down on his name.
Hold on. What the media shows him to have a bad season. He had a very good season. AD was hurt. You give me AD, Russ, and LeBron. I don't care who else is on the floor. I'm winning games. Patrick Beverly, yes, he plays defense. He can shoot. So can Austin Reeves. So can who's the other kid they picked up?
I like Pat Bev though.
From the Spurs.
I like Pat Bev.
Just signed this year.
I like Pat Bev. I like when Pat Bev's in the area, you're not scoring. Okay. You got a 40% chance of scoring. Very low.
Okay.
You're not scoring.
Right.
When he's in the area, he's not scoring. That's a fact. That's a stat. That's a stat. He's there. He's top 5. So it's like
you remember Russell Westbrook said that all Patrick Beverly does is run around the court and he
did. He
makes noise.
He did.
Okay.
He affects stuff that you don't see.
That's
analytics.
It. That don't make just because Russell Westbrook said it don't make it true.
Like, this stat you'll never find that anywhere unless you look it up analytics. Like this stat is a weird stat, but it goes a long way. I watched. Did y'all watch the press conference?
Oh yeah, I love the press conference.
You ever seen you ever have a coworker that you hate but you keep it smiling? I see that hey, oh, he got the towel. Oh, his first assist, bro.
Right. That's what it looked like. That's a fact. That's a fact. That is what it looked like, though.
That's all that I see. That's all. They hate each other. But they friendly at work.
I don't think they hate each other, bro.
Man, listen.
I just think it's part of the competition, man. When you playing against somebody with that level of aggression that matches Russ's aggression,
Yeah.
Russ don't like that. How many players out there really match him? Like
True.
when it comes from toe-to-toe aggression and tenacity, nobody matches that.
It's just
so running into Pat Beverly,
Draymond,
somebody
and,
that you
Pat, Draymond, and Russ. That's just they're just
right. You don't run into players like that. So I think it was just a part of the competition. Like Russ is like I don't back down from nobody. Pat Bev don't back down from nobody. So obviously it's gonna look like they hate each other. They're gonna talk they smack. They're gonna talk and do what they do. But at the end of the day, they're on the same team. They both have the same end goal. So it's like, what are we about to do? We about to sit here and fight and talk about what's in the past? We're on the same team now.
Yeah, I don't think that's a big deal for them. I think it's
the media makes it more of a big deal.
Yeah, the media trying to make that. I don't think it's really a beef between the two. I just think that Russ is gonna come out the game for Pat Beverly at the end of the game. That's what I think. I think that
press conference was very weird. It just looked like that, like they're faking it, It just looked like it.
I'm pretty sure they talked.
You know how many teams had press conferences?
Listen, they're not the Lakers though. So listen,
exactly.
I'm pretty sure
that's why it looks so fake because it had to be on TV.
I disagree. I'm pretty sure they talked. I'm pretty sure they had a conversation. I'm pretty sure they had numerous conversations. Right? Like
I think they're excited. I think they're both excited.
I think they're excited. I don't think that they hate each other the way people think that they do. Like I think they're competitors. You know what I mean? But
right. That was just like Dame and Russ. Everybody thought they hated each other. They were like, nah. When we in between those lines, it's gonna look like we hate each other. We are competing to try to bust each other's ass. Like that's what we're doing. Like you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, I want my team to beat yours. So I'm not gonna sit up here and be your friend when that ball goes up in the air. Yeah, we do hate each other between those lines, but outside of that,
you cool, baby.
Yeah. Game respect game, man.
All right, man. I want to talk about one of my favorite players. He's still a free agent. What a God going, man. What a God going, man. What a God going, man. Listen, I got Melo in Dallas.
Were those Knicks highlights?
I mean, that's just Melo highlights. But, you can't give a Melo high. Ooh, spinneroo. Bully ball. Listen, I got Melo in Dallas with Luka. What y'all thinking? How'd I look?
What impact does he make on that team?
He
is he a starter? Is he coming off the bench?
He coming off the bench.
Okay.
He coming off the bench. You know what I mean? 20 minutes a game.
I don't know. I don't like it. I don't think he's better than Bertans. The shooter.
What are you talking about? Yeah. You don't think Carmelo Anthony is better than Bertans?
Not at that role. No.
You're drunk. I don't want to start with you. Go, Chris. Where do you think he should go? This guy's crazy.
He's not. He's not. Bertans sit out a year.
All right, boy. Tricky. Okay.
What he just said?
Do not entertain him, please. Go ahead, Chris. Do not entertain him.
So if I'm Melo, right, and right now at this point in his career, he's trying to win a championship, right? If he goes to Dallas right now, that's not happening. So I'm not saying conference final. I'm not saying it won't work. Right, the Western Conference is supposed to be going to be stacked next year. It's not happening. They're not going back to the Western Conference Finals.
What you got?
If I'm him, I would go to the Nets.
Ooh,
they just signed Morris. That spot's taken.
Oh, they did just sign Morris.
Carmelo could play the 3.
In today's basketball, KD doesn't even play the 3. In today's basketball, he can play the 3.
Carmelo Anthony absolutely can play the 3. Why not?
Yeah, Carmelo can play anything.
Yeah, why not?
He's Melo.
He's Carmelo
Anthony.
The
guard.
This man scores from anywhere on the floor.
Anywhere.
Why not?
Do y'all know what year it is?
We do.
Yeah.
You see these highlights?
Oh man. That's crazy.
Listen,
he hasn't played a 3 in all the teams that he's been to.
But Carmelo can do anything.
But he literally scores on all 3 levels. Like, why can't he play the 3?
He can do anything.
Because he has to play defense.
He don't got to play defense at the 4?
No, because he's a stretch. Oh.
Okay. Bro, he's coming off the bench, bro. He's better than like half the league's 4s off the bench. What are you talking about?
He's better.
What team you said? You said Brooklyn Nets? That's a great team.
Yeah.
I was hoping you didn't say Boston, but that's a great team.
Yeah,
Brooklyn Nets is a great team.
See, I was thinking Boston, right? But my thing with Boston is, again, back to what Melo's probably thinking, right? Or what I'm thinking for Melo, right? Melo wants to win a championship. Is Boston really going to be there next year?
Possibly. They was there this year, last year. Why wouldn't they?
Right, but you have the Nets who are healthy. Not saying that Boston won't be good. So you have the Nets who are healthy. Then you have the Sixers. You have the Bucks. The Bucks who weren't healthy either.
What if you go to Milwaukee? What if you go to Milwaukee?
Let's just put that on record. They not being the Sixers.
What if you go to Milwaukee? He's not going to Milwaukee.
Nah, I don't like that.
I don't think Milwaukee's style really fits.
I could see him in Brooklyn because obviously his son plays for Christ the King.
Yeah, right.
So
that too. So you got to take that into consideration.
I can see that.
Games.
Even though Knicks fans.
I got 2 teams I would love to see Melo on. I think both teams would be great fits for Melo.
Who that?
First team, Phoenix Suns. Would love to see him in Phoenix with the point guard and Devin Booker. I think he could actually he'll be like in an elevated role because their bench production isn't the best. He can come off the bench and have the green light to kind of shoot. Monty's a player's coach, so I think that would work out for him. But
I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
I would not be upset if he went to Philly.
Play where?
Oh my God!
I was thinking Philly too, but I feel like Philly just filled their whole roster.
Yeah, he's not gonna be able to play.
James Harden just pick and roll. What do you do? Do I stay with Melo? Do I go with James? In Philly. If he went to Philly, I already think Philly's gonna be the best team in the NBA next year. But if he went to Philly, it puts so much pressure on your defense because, like I said, Melo is probably still better than a quarter of the starter and small forward, power forwards in the league.
But Showtime. The thing about it is Montrezl Harrell is in Philly.
Okay.
Off the bench. That's their 4 or 5.
You can play with Melo. You know who the Sixers center is?
5, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Sixers don't have a center.
I'll slide Montrezl to the 5, Melo at the 4.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
Easy.
Let Daniel House play the 3.
And there's gonna be games where he's better than Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
Yo, Tobias is stealing money.
He's so inconsistent.
He's stealing money, bro. He's a poor man's Chris Middleton. Stealing money.
They really took him over Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Terrible.
All Melo want to do is stand in the corner and shoot.
Nah, he want to do more than that.
I don't think he want to do that. I don't think he want to do that. That's
I think the best one the best one I've heard is the Phoenix. The Phoenix one is actually a really good one. I didn't even think of that.
Right.
Him going to Phoenix.
And Phoenix needs that bench production, like Tony said. Point. They need that vet off the bench.
Yeah.
They do need another vet.
I
like Phoenix a lot.
I like Phoenix a lot. Yeah, you.
I don't think he goes to Phoenix, but I think he wants to go to New York just to see his son play. Yeah. It sucks that they got Morris, so that would have been a perfect slot in for him.
I mean, he could go to Philly. You know it ain't that far. He got
2-hour drive.
Yeah, that too.
Hop on the Amtrak.
High school play only play a few games, so he can make it and be in town for the Nets Knicks.
Yep.
Back. Knicks. I want us to even let's move that way. Let's move to Brooklyn. Let's go to Brooklyn.
I want to say something about that real quick. Like just on that point that we were just talking about, like Melo being able to go see his son and stuff. A lot of players in the league mention living on the East Coast is better than living on the West Coast because all of the teams are relatively close to each other. So you could get to Washington and go see your son, probably that night. You could go to Boston and see your son that night. You could go to Philly and see your son that night. You know what I mean? Toronto, maybe not, but you got Boston, you got Philly, you got Washington. I think Charlotte's probably like a 6-hour drive. You know what I mean? From Philly, like it's probably like a 7-8 hour drive.
Oh, he's not going to Charlotte, bro. He probably gonna go to Brooklyn. And
I'm saying if him moving to the East, any of the East Coast teams,
it's gonna help him.
It puts him in a situation where
the
he
Northeast
can play
teams.
and go see his son.
Northeast
teams, yeah.
They
all right next to each other.
Well, I'll start with you, Tone. How you feel like Brooklyn Nets offseason been? How do you grade it?
Brooklyn Nets offseason the A+.
Me too. I agree. I agree.
Right? So
A plus.
We'll start there. They didn't lose KD.
Nope.
They keeping KD. They keeping Kyrie.
Yep.
They got TJ Warren. It's Markieff Morris.
Yep.
They got Royce O'Neal for a draft pick from Utah.
Yep.
So they just rounded out the depth on their team.
Yep.
Joe Harris is their team is too good.
It's
too good.
It's too good.
Yeah, they get an A+ from me. I grade the A+ easy.
What you think, Chris?
I'll go down one grade. I'll give him an A, and here's why. I love the moves they made. I just feel like the Nets do need a little more size, right? I feel like you look over there in Philly, you need somebody that could potentially bang with Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is going to eat the Brooklyn Nets alive. They have you cannot go out there and put Nicholas Claxton on Joel Embiid. I don't know whatever the best restaurant in Philly is.
Yeah,
that's what that's about to be.
Right,
food.
Right.
Because Joel Embiid and it's gonna cause a lot of problems for Brooklyn. Like no one's gonna be able to stop him at all. And I feel like that's them and Milwaukee are their two biggest competitors.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they don't have. I mean, Ben Simmons could possibly slow down Giannis, right? Possibly. Is it gonna happen?
Probably not.
Just have to. Probably not, right? Probably not. I think Ben Simmons has the capabilities, but I just don't know if he's fully motivated to do something like that.
I mean, he better be motivated.
Smaller players.
He hasn't played.
I'm gonna put this on record. Ben Simmons is the defensive player of the year this year.
They're not giving that to him. They're not getting. Listen. Ben Simmons could average 10 blocks and 10 steals. They're not giving him no award this season.
Okay.
They're not giving it to him.
He was second place the year before they lost to the Hawks. So just want to put that out there.
I hear you, but they're not giving him the Brooklyn Nets is going to be the Heat. The Miami Heat. Remember Miami Heat was the Heatles, how they was hated? Everywhere they're gonna be hated. They're gonna be the villain team of the NBA this season.
And I feel like everyone gave them their best shot every night. Like every team put it all out there on the floor every time they played Miami. And yeah, that's possibly gonna be Brooklyn this year. I still don't believe the level of hate will be the same. I don't know. Maybe it might be worse, but just because of all of the drama that went on in Brooklyn that the NBA had to watch them go through.
Right.
Like the way these players have been acting. So they're gonna see it too. And it was with all of them. We saw it with Kyrie, now we saw it with Ben Simmons, and we saw it with KD.
My back.
So it's like the NBA is looking at them like they're a bunch of prima donnas. So it's like everybody's about to come out. Yeah, everybody about to come after their necks.
Exactly.
But them dudes are some ballers over there. So
they are.
But again, I give them the A because I feel like they needed to add like somebody that bangs down there. Like you have to go up against probably two of the most physical players in the NBA, and Joel Embiid and Giannis in the East.
They better go get Daniel Theis. Oh, what's it from? How you say his name?
Daniel Theis.
Daniel Theis. Yeah.
Yeah, they should try to go get him.
Yeah, he'll help.
Look,
he should have
went after. Will only get 26.
They should have got Al Horford up out of there and brought him over.
Yeah,
that's what they should have done.
That would have been perfect.
Al Horford's a vet. I don't know.
Al Horford out of Boston to play for the Brooklyn Nets.
Play with Kid. Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't go there after we just swept them. Why would I go there?
I mean, how would they get him?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
That was just the perfect spot.
That's the Henny juice rubbing off on you. Just talking foolishness. See, it's the Henny juice.
Just saying, it's just a scenario
just talking
of who they need.
It's not.
No, I'm just saying that would be. I'm just saying that would be a good fit, like somebody like that.
Why we talking about
this? They could still go get Dwight Howard.
Do what?
True. But he wants to start. That's the problem. He wants to start.
Look at Dwight Howard to do what? Boy.
Uses 5 fouls.
No, nigga.
My God.
No. Absolutely not.
He started and won a chip.
Okay. He started in the NFL. Look, I don't know what sport he play. I don't know what sport Dwight play.
You don't know what sport Dwight Howard plays. Okay. Don't. Anyway,
the basketball.
I grade them. I grade them. I give them a B, and it's only because they always had a good team, and their coach doesn't know what to do with it. That's going to be the problem of the Nets. They're going to succeed just because of who they are, but once the playoffs come, everything slows down, and they start seeing how coaches coach. Kyrie's going to have extra pre-playoff practices after practice just so he could get the team together. And that's why I gave him a B, because there's no KD plays basketball. And if he says the coach ain't it, the coach ain't it.
We rating the moves though.
Henny, I got a quick question.
The move is they kept the coach. They didn't let him go.
Just a quick question. When you're playing 2K, do you play with the injuries on or off?
I play with them off.
Okay, you play with the injuries off, right? So in real life, the injuries are on, which means that you may not have your full roster all the time. In this case, Steve Nash didn't have his full roster. So you're judging a coach based off of a team where he didn't have his full roster.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, terrible. But
cool. You should play with on too, by the way.
No, I do. I was just trying to help you out.
Okay.
He got out coached. It wasn't he got out coached.
Yeah, he had better players. That's his point. He had more better available players.
Best player.
He had more available better players. That's the point that Tony's making. He didn't have Steve Nash never had a full.
He couldn't put KD in. KD looked awful out there. He wasn't even good positions.
I mean, KD had 4 other players. Who else? What was his starting lineup?
Right.
I don't know.
Exactly. Right. But you know the starting lineup for Boston?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the point. So, with that being said, let's give Steve Nash a chance this season. I know you're going to be all the way up his alley.
LeBron couldn't beat Boston? Oh, he did by himself. He did.
Not this Boston team.
Okay. Yeah, actually,
not this Boston team.
Went up against.
Not this Boston team. No, it wasn't. Not defensively. Not defensively.
Yeah, look up the numbers. I looked it up. Already.
Not defensively.
Yes, they were. I looked it up already.
This Boston Celtics is statistically one of the best defensive teams of the era.
Look it up when you get a chance.
All right. I'll look it up.
I don't know why. I don't even know why we comparing LeBron to KD. I already told y'all about KD.
Good question.
Stop comparing him like that.
Quick question. KD 2K rating is a 96. Giannis 2K rating is 97. Right? LeBron is a 96. Is that fair to KD? Is that disrespectful to KD that LeBron's a 96, the same as
LeBron
KD? And I'm not talking for a career who had a better career accomplishment.
No, this is last season. LeBron averaged more than him. The only thing KD did better was shoot from the free throw line.
KD's a better player than LeBron today.
But statistically, no.
Is KD a 96 and LeBron's a 96? That's not crazy to you, Chris?
It's crazy. I thought Kevin Durant should have been a definite 97.
I can't hear you.
Sorry, I said yes. Kevin Durant should have definitely been a 97 along with Giannis.
I don't know about along with Giannis, but
quick question. What was Steph Curry?
96.
96.
That's not crazy.
I don't know what else he has to do.
I don't play that game no more.
I retired. Oh my god.
I don't know what else he has to do.
Eyes on Podium, episode 15, baby. Locked in, man. Had a lot of fun with you guys. You guys say to the people, honey.
I am hungry.
What is that? Like you eating a shirt with tomatoes.
He said, I don't know, I'm hungry.
They eating a healthy sandwich with French fries.
See, that's why your shit come back here. What you eat. You know what I'm saying? I would ask you what you got to tell the people, but you look like you can't even talk. So Chris, what you got to tell the people?
As always, excited to always have you guys tuned into the Eyes on Podium podcast with me and my brothers. You know to comment, like, subscribe. We on Twitter. We on Instagram. We on TikTok. Am I missing anything?
No,
we every blood. I can't say that. We're everywhere. We're everywhere.
We there.
We everywhere. Henny eating on the stream, looking all nasty.
It's not to get
fucked.
Oh my god! Hey, holla at the intro. Let's go.
I don't need no comments. I don't care what they say. Time and place, we can talk about it. Last night I was wildin'. Made 2K over 2K. It's a new day and I'm back to problem. Bank account be crowded. By next June, need 5 rooms, soundproof. Watch them doubt it. Hey, they try to talk me out of it. I done wasted some greatness just sitting there trying to think about it. I go jump my ring and give all of my homies rollies. I'm a hot pig, rolling with me, gon' be low key.
You said what?
Believe it's more of us, but today I'm goalie. Grab me by the hand, damn, she don't even know me. Open hit the corner for the 3, nobody noticed them. Catch me out in traffic,
you floated though, you're like, in real life.
No one should be talking.
It's just
eyes on podium. No one should be talking, keep your eyes on the podium. Yeah. No one should be talking. Eyes on podium.